Okay. Let's get this road on the show. There are a lot of people streaming tonight. Well, some few people streaming tonight. But I have to stream. I have to get this built. I have to get it built. So we will chillax until somebody comes on. In the meantime, I'll sing my favorite song until somebody comes on. Oh, we have a few people. Oh, okay. Stop singing. Nobody wants to hear you sing. Let's roll our banner so people know who this is sponsored by. There we go. Sparta 3D and LDO Motors. Thank you so much for the printer, and thank you to 3D Lab Tech for providing the ABS for me to build this printer. Chris Mink, Dominic Versetto, Brendan Wilson. Hello, morning. Well, okay, maybe where you are it's morning, but hey, it is 7:32 p.m. where I am. I can go for about an hour and a half tonight. Oh, maybe two. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Scott, hello. Please don't sing. Okay, I won't. I was actually wishing. You young folks out there, listen to me. God, I sound old. Will not know the show called MASH. I was just talking to my wife. I said, do you ever watch MASH? We were talking about TV. She said, no. She said, maybe I learned about it in history class. I said, ouch. She is a fair bit younger than me. So one of my favorite all-time TV shows was MASH. And I was whistling the MASH tune for nostalgia's sake. So we charged your screwdriver over there. Okay. Hopefully my sync is in. Not the actual sync. Hopefully the sound is in sync. 9:33 p.m. there. MASH was great. Okay. So we left off last time. I'm going to back up a screen or two here. I did do one thing off stream again, and I tend to do that, but we left off. We had we had our stops all ready to go, so we put in the X and Y end stops, and then I had mounted the Z end stop to its little mounter thing here, and we were to mount it in the extrusion on the one small extrusion on the back of the bed, which I have done. So I have that mounted right here. So it's mounted in there so that it can, and I can put this little guy on it right there. There we go. So this is it mounted right here. And so you can loosen those screws and slide it up and down, or you can adjust this little screw in the back right here, up and down a little bit more to trigger that Z end stop. So we're not going to know the exact distances till we get the head on and everything like that. So that's probably a little ways down the road yet. So that's where we're at. And now we are at the rear panel. So we're at the part about the rear panel. Oh, it's my life, a barking dog upstairs while I stream. But that's all right. That's okay. He's just a puppy anyway. Whistling the MASH theme fits the printer color scheme. It does. Jason, hello, Jason. Wow, you missed a couple streams, and look how far we've gotten when you miss a couple streams. You see, you weren't around to say, now do you want to know the easy way for a couple of these parts, like getting the belts on? Like that's a major part here, is getting these belts on and snugged up nicely. I think they're still a bit tight. Let me loosen them off a little bit here. There we are. I think they're still a bit. I think that's okay. Okay, so now what we're going to do is get the back piece on. So we are at this part right here. So align the preloaded nuts into the position. It's easier if you don't have to fight gravity. It's so true. Me and gravity do not get along. So I kind of cheated too here, but so we have this on our back and it's facing this way. So what I did, this is the panel here that we're going to be putting in. Okay, this is the back panel. And so what I did, because I knew Jason was going to say, now do you want to know the easy way? But first you slide, so this is going to slide in here on top. And then for some reason, No, I just want to know which way. Oh, it's going to go this way, actually. So it's going to go this way around. Okay. And then up top here, there's a little groove right there, which is where our end stop sensor wires are going to come through. Now, for some reason, I think I preloaded too many nuts onto these extrusions on the back, which I'd rather have too many. Hey, Printer Prawn, I'd rather have too many than too little, because I'd load 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 over here. For some reason, I have 6, but I don't care. I'd rather have too many than too few. So what I did was I took a piece of paper, cut it to the exact width of this. Then I went through and folded it over so I know the exact position. So right under here, so I know the exact position of each of those nuts. And then I went ahead and positioned the paper like so, and I've got nut in position, this one in position, and this one in position. I don't know what to do with these 2 extra ones in here because this side only requires 3. So, and I'm looking at the diagram, and there's 3 in this side. And then when we come back over to this one, where the extra holes are in the back panel, we've lined up. So we've lined up this one with my mark, lined this one and this one, which is the 2 extra holes in the panel, and then this one and this one, which is what's fixing the panel. So fortunately, because once the panel's on there, those nuts can have a tendency to move. So fortunately, these 2 that are under there with the 2 extra holes are in there kind of nice and snug, so they're not going to slide around for whatever reason I need to access them after. So that's where we're at. So we got all our nuts in line. And oh, thanks, Jason. I appreciate that. It's pretty simple if you follow the instructions, and this LDO kit has made it so easy, you know, just by having the wires all pre-made. So okay, so let's peel off. Let's go ahead and peel off the paper backing off of this. Let's see if I can do this in one piece for this one. Let's see what I can do here. And we have one piece bonus. And see if I can do the same on the other side. There we go. Okay, so this goes in with the panel opening for the wires towards, let's just make sure. If I go back to that one, yeah, so we have the motors at the back here, and the opening comes, so it goes onto the left-hand side. So we're coming about just like this, right there. Okay. Okay, and now I need to pull out some M36 button heads. Should be plenty of them left. M3 by 6. Are those the ones that are not labeled? I never remember. I should have printed a label and put them in, but I'm pretty sure they're the ones that aren't labeled right here. Those are 12s, those are 30s, those are nuts, those are square nuts. M3 by 10s, M3 by 40s. Yeah, it's got to be these ones. Yeah. So these are going to be my M3 by 6s, I'm sure. I could always mail them. I could always it's the most complicated build. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing too, and I believe it. Just going to double check my nuts here, make sure I'm actually doing 6 mils. Yeah, these are my 6s. Good. Okay, now we'll screw some nuts in on this back plate. Actually, I wonder if I should run these wires through first. Yeah, maybe what I'll do is lift this off. No, they should all fit through. That's why they've left those plugs off. Let me just get these started. Let me see if I can get this camera at a higher angle. Oh, it's a little better angle there. Yeah, so pre-lining up the nuts is great. And Jason said he didn't use the little nut holder things that I'm using. Areas like this would have drove you nuts, no pun intended, I would imagine, to line up all those nuts and not have them move. But flipping it over on its side, as they said, to not fight gravity, probably a smart move. And number 6. I want to rotate the A and B motors so the cables face inwards. Oh, I will. Okay. Otherwise, the back cover won't fit. Oh, okay. Oh, is it too late to do that? I guess I can do it with the belts in place, can't I? I never thought of that. Never thought of that. Okay, well, let's center this right about there. Hopefully I can do that without taking too much apart. It should just be a matter of loosening the nuts, or loosening the bolts and turning the motors. You didn't cheat with the nut holders, you took the full experience. Okay. Okay, I'm a cheater. Guilty. Okay, let's see what Brent Miller says here. So, oh yeah, I should just be able to loosen those 4. Pop it down. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Because everything else is in place. Should be fine. Let's see what happens here when I try and move that. Okay. Hopefully, it's just a matter of twisting the motor. We'll find out. But yeah, that is a good catch. I just, in my little pea-brain mind, when I was putting the motors in, I thought, okay, we'll just have the cables coming straight out the back so that the motors will, yeah. Oh yeah, I should be able to turn this without impeding the belt or anything. Let's just see. Okay, so let me hold the motor in place here. Okay, let's see if this is gonna work. I can turn. There we go. I might have lost a little bit of tension. Actually, let's loosen the tension off a bit. There we go. I think we're okay. Let's just see. Don't think I affected my belt path, so that's